Hello, I'm Jean Damura Iwasenga. I'm a student at Kepler, and I'm doing on my project, which is a final deliverable for a module called social media in healthcare. In this video, I'm going to talk about what is social media, its evolution. Then I will talk about the importance of social media in healthcare institutions, and also I end up with the framework or recommendations on how healthcare institutions can use social media well or professionally so as to increase the way they give the services to their beneficiaries. First of all, let's talk about social media. Social media, these are activities that integrate people or help the people to interact with each other, either by using media or either in social interaction by community and so on. By using social media, people interact with each other by exchanging or sharing different informations, where people post some information and others view them and they get a chance to comment on them. And also for the media, you know that when someone advertises on a certain website, the people will get the chance to see those information. So about the version of social media, just in 1997 up to 2001, this is where the 6 degrees, which is like the first social media website, was invented. This is where for this 6 degrees, it allowed the users to create profile and also find the other users. It means that after creating the profile on this 6 degrees social media website, you were allowed to find other users also who are using these 6 degrees. Also in 2000, this is where the internet becomes to be accessible by many people, whereby 100 millions of people have access to the internet, which decreased the interaction between people. And in 2003, this is where they were what you call MySpace. This is like a profile website, social media, where people also agree to interact with each other. But in 2006 and 2007, this is where Facebook and Twitter, which is like the well-known social medias, were invented, which is nowadays used by many different people. Let's come to the social medias in healthcare. Nowadays, social medias, as they becomes the way of interacting with each other, also the healthcare institutions has begun to use social medias to make sure that they are interacting with their beneficiaries. Like the research conducted there in the US showed that 65% of women and 53% of men seek health information online. This means that the people goes there online, either on Facebook, either on Twitter or Instagram, only to seek for the information. For example, if a person is suffering from a certain disease, he goes to the internet and he writes that disease so as to see the symptoms or the signs of that disease, so as to help him or her how he can or she can fight against it. Another research that was made there in the US shows that 81% of consumers believe in what hospitals or healthcare institutions post on their social media accounts. This means that when healthcare institutions use Facebook or other kind of social medias, it increases the interaction between them and the beneficiaries, who are the patients and other communities. Healthcare institutions, as you see nowadays, like in 2010, only 26% hospitals were using social medias. This means that regarding to this number, 26% is still a low number. That's which means that the number of healthcare institutions which are using social media is still low. So, but even if the number is still low, social medias have many importance or have many role in healthcare institutions, because social medias it helps them to link the healthcare practitioners with the patients. But before going to the other importance of social medias, let's see nowadays types of social medias which are commonly used by healthcare institutions. First is Facebook. Facebook, as we know that today, Facebook occupies 1.65 billion users monthly all over the world, which makes it the first social media to be used by many people all over the world. So also the healthcare institutions use Facebook to make sure that they are creating the awareness of their services to the people. The second social media that healthcare institutions uses is Twitter. Also, Twitter helps them to tweet like this short burst information. As you know, when you are tweeting on the Twitter, just you type like less than 140 characters. That means that Twitter helps them also to tweet the information that they want to convey to their patients or their beneficiaries. Then another social media that the healthcare institutions use is Instagram, where they post the pictures. Also, they use like a YouTube where they upload the videos, as well as those people who we need to watch those videos, we go to YouTube, then they watch it. So let's see the importance of social media in healthcare institutions. Healthcare institutions uses social media so as to help them to make connections with the patient, because when the patient go to their social media platforms and they see the information that they posted there, just the patients also will start trust their services, which will lead them to going there to ask for services or what they do in their daily life. Another importance is that social media helps the patient as well as to get the appointment to the healthcare practitioners. For example, when a patient is sitting there in her home or his home, just he can browse to, he can open the social media platform of a certain institution and then ask an appointment with the doctor. Then in that case, it will make it easy for the patient to ask an appointment to the doctor. Another importance of social media in healthcare institutions is that it helps the healthcare institutions to share discoveries. For example, if the healthcare institutions discover something or discover a new medicine, just they will post there on the social media, then the people who will see it, just they will be aware of that discoveries. Also, apart from that, it helps them to research and make decisions. For example, if the patient go to their social media platform and they ask them or give them the feedback, that feedback will help the healthcare practitioners to put into practices so as to make corrections and so on. So after seeing the importance of social media in healthcare institutions, here is the framework or recommendations that the healthcare institutions have to follow so as to make sure that they are using social medias in a good way. First, those healthcare institutions have to respect the privacy rule. We know that the privacy rule, there's no one who is allowed to post any information of someone's without his consent. So even the social media, the healthcare institutions, they have to obey those privacy law just by avoiding posting the patient information without their consent. Another recommendation is that they have to use social media professionals. I have seen that there are healthcare institutions who post some irrelevant posts on their social media platforms, which sometimes can lead them to losing the followers. Because if a patient open their social media platform and see that their posts are irrelevant, he or she should never come back to see what they post. Another is that they have to create a good ways where they can help the patient to ask an appointment to the doctor without coming to the institutions. Also, this can help them to make to strengthen the connection between them and the beneficiaries. Another, which is the last, is updating the information. Sometimes you can visit the social media platform of a certain institution and you see that the last post it's in the last year. In that case, I think it will not be good because you start lose the trust in them, and also start asking yourself why. Because when you post something today and you post another one in 1 week later, so what about the person who will come to use your social media like tomorrow? In that case, you will end up losing all the followers. That's why updating information can help also the healthcare institutions to keep in touch with their beneficiaries. So I think that after explaining the social media evolution and social media importance to the healthcare institutions, as well as explaining the framework or recommendations, I can say that social media is very important to our social life as well as in the healthcare institutions. That's why I'm encouraging all healthcare institutions to use social media, which will help them to make a strong connections between them and the patient. Thank you very much.